You know this. You know this. So please be true, man. We got the kid, man. We got
Yo,
the kid. We got the kid. We got the
what's good,
kid,
bro? It was looking hella
bro.
dark here. Let me turn on the light. There we go. Spell.
So, bro, just give it to me, man.
Mm.
General thoughts on the game, man. Take it away.
Um, General thoughts. I thought we played pretty well today. I thought it was a pretty good team performance by and large. I think my maybe biggest critique of the team was our reaction in the second half. Once Tottenham started to press us a bit high, I think it took us a little bit too long to really adapt to that. I feel like we let Tottenham get a lot of situations around our box just by pressing us, and we weren't really awake to that. But other than that, no, I think we played really well. We controlled the opening 40, in fact, the entire first half, created numerous chances. Was very, very comfortable. Other than one last-ditch tackle Zuma had to make, which was an absolutely world-class tackle. Other than that, there wasn't many instances where Tottenham really seemed to threaten the first half. And we scored an excellent goal. Good cross from Aspilicueta, who picked up the cross rather than smashing it in low like he normally would do. Werner with a great finish, great low finish. And for 45 minutes, it looked like a very comfortable evening. And obviously, then Tottenham, they started to press a little bit higher. Mourinho clearly got into them at half time. And again, they made it more of a game. But for me, it's again, I'm not. This isn't really more about anything about tactics. Because we can criticize those things. We can criticize maybe the lineup and what things obviously that could have been done there. But for me, when you're winning a game 1-0 like we are against a team like Tottenham, you know you need to kill that game off. They have the quality players in attack with Bergwijn and Lamela, and obviously they brought Harry Kane off the bench, so they were going to win this game. They were coming, and we knew that with our defense, as good as we were defensively, there's always a chance that we could concede a goal, which is why you got to take those chances. And for Callum today, when he's 1v1, essentially, with the keeper, he gets that long ball, takes it down brilliantly with his first touch. He's got to put that in. You can't put that 3 yards over the bar. I'm sorry, Callum. You got to take that chance. Then later on after that, Mason Mount has a chance where it's 2v1 with Werner. You either execute that pass or you take it on yourself and score. You don't miss the pass. So again, two key chances that were where we missed an opportunity to kill the game off. And obviously they go and score at the other end. Poor defending from Emerson, you have to say. It was quite lazy how we just allowed Lamela to waltz into the box and not track him back. So
I don't know. It
that was a
was Emerson's fault,
disappointing.
man. Emerson screwed up there.
Yeah, so that's my assessment of the game. It was an okay performance. I thought pretty good, to be fair, with some individual errors that cost us both in attack and in defense. And then the penalty shoot, that's just a lottery. It is what it is at the end of the day.
So,
But
do you
yeah,
think it's a case of? Do you think he should have maybe brought on Kai Havertz, get a bit of quality in passing, or do you think with the players on that pitch, they should have won the game with the players that were there?
we should have won the game with the players on the pitch. But I personally would have brought on another midfielder. I feel like you had to bring on Kante. I think I would have brought him maybe even earlier. And Kante had a great impact on the game. He really helped us regain the control of the game, or at least be able to battle with
Yeah,
them. Because
he made some very key interceptions and tackles.
I mean, bro, within like 2 minutes, he made one interception on, I believe it was Bergwijn trying to go down the left, and that created another chance for Werner instantly. And again, he really gave us that stability in the midfield, which was able to really make us more competitive in that second half. Because for the first 50 minutes, Tottenham were absolutely all over us. So that was a really good substitution, which I wanted him to do. The other substitution was who came on. Obviously, I know Tammy came on last. He came on before that. Emerson came on for Chilwell.
Yeah,
Fair enough. You don't want to give Chilwell 90 minutes. That's cool. But I don't think you needed to bring on Abraham in this game. I think him and Giroud in this game, they weren't going to offer anything too dissimilar,
because they
to be
sort of like
honest. So
cancel each other out in a sense.
yeah. So I mean, if you got a spare sub, cool and do that. But for me, you bring on Havertz for Mount. Firstly, because Mount is again, bro. Mount has played, I think, 7 games in the last 3 weeks, bro, and he's played
Oh, no,
90
no,
minutes
no,
in
no,
almost
no,
all of
no,
them.
no, no, no. Yeah, someone just said that. I think he's played every single second of the season. He's played every
I
single
mean, I know
minute.
we're gonna obviously get onto Mason Mount because you've said some things which I gotta rebuttal you on, but yeah, like I mean, bro, I mean, is he? Okay, we'll get onto it, but you got to give the guy a break at some point. I mean, I even said going into this game, Werner and Mount starting, it's a bit questionable, but both of them playing 90 minutes. I mean, you saw Werner ended up with cramp, which is why he couldn't take a penalty, and obviously Mason Mount, he looked kind of wary as the game went on. I don't know if that affected his penalty, but I mean, for me, I feel like if you wanted to regain control of the game, you bring on Havertz, who's able to help us retain the ball in the middle, and I feel like we kind of lacked that. But again, when the players on the pitch, we really should have seen that game out. So that was disappointing.
So let me just hit some of these. So from your boy Nat says, it changed. How does it feel to lose 6-0 to CL Butlers? It's fine because your CL Butlers, as you said, you're a bunch of CL chumps. So Natsa, when your team makes it to a CL final, get back to me. Until then, I told you, sits in the dark corner, don't say a word, and don't speak to CL champions. Go in.
Wait, HH,
It's
just on that, I mean, while he sits in that dark corner, doesn't speak to you, he should change his Abbey because Messi didn't join Man City. He didn't
Yeah,
realize. I don't
it's
know,
like it's like
like,
Nata. Are you smoking crack or something? He didn't join. Oh, sorry. Let me hit this one from Daniel Jones Ortega, who said that hashtag road to treble. You said it, not me. Look, Daniel Jones Ortega. Okay, zip. Okay, it's just shush. Just keep that on the down low. Forward. Let's talk. So you say that I am bullying man because do you know what's so funny? Even our other Chelsea amigo, my Talking Tactics podcast partner, Danny T, he said that this is out of pocket. This is wrong. Now, when I say that, what have I said that is out of pocket? What have I said that is wrong? Because see, forward, this is the key thing. I have nothing against Mount. This isn't personal. I'm not personally insulting him. I'm not abusing him. If anything, this is on Lampard. All I've said forward is when he plays number 8, guy's pretty good. There is no reason for him to play out wide. He is not really contributing anything quality in the opposite end playing out wide. And it is crazy if you're playing a guy out wide because he works hard and he works hard defensively, if that's it. Now, what you want for a wide man is, first of all, give me something in the final third, but bro, you got to track back as well because you need to help your right back and your left back. But really, your primary concern is crosses, shots, linking with the number 10, linking with the striker, creates different pockets around the D and so forth. And I think Ford Bounce will tell you himself that, bro, man, I don't like playing out wide. Now, I can't say to Lampard, oh no, I don't want to play because I'll play where he wants to be played. But I do not want to play out wide. I want to play in the center. I want to play in the middle. And I think anybody who's played football will know that central players can't play out wide. Wide players can sort of try out in the center. Central players can't play out wide because your brain just has to function totally differently. And you need guys who are specialists in playing out wide in that position. So,
yeah.
What am I saying that is wrong, Ford?
Okay, first and foremost, bro, you're bullying him. And like, it is, as Danny T says, out of pocket. I mean, first and foremost, you've made a thumbnail for this teacher's pet Brexit and you put a picture of him as a kid. Like, that's a bit too far. I mean, I rate it because it's snide. I like snideness, but it's rude. And he doesn't deserve that. Secondly, at any opportunity, you like to say, even when he plays a good game, that, oh, Mason Mount did this, blah, 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 blah. But then you always have the caveat of, but if we want to get to where we need to get to, this guy can't be starting this, that, the other, which again, I feel like when you're at certain times, it's unnecessary for you to do that. Whether it's true or not, it's unnecessary, in my opinion. Now, getting on to the actual facts of today's game, and he wasn't great. Worked about, had good moments. I always, from Mount, personally want him to drop deeper for the ball because I think he's very good at playing line-breaking passes, and sometimes he spends a little bit too much time in between the lines, whether he can actually be the one to drop deep and play those passes. But again, not the greatest performance. A little bit lethargic at times for his standards. I think that's attributed to the fact of how many minutes he's played, because he's not just played 7 games in 3 weeks, but he's played 90 minutes in almost all of them, I believe. And one of them, we were down to 10 men where he was up front against Liverpool, having to press so hard for 45 minutes. So difficult. But again, with the competition with Mount, again, I think he's an amazing player personally. I think he's grown so much since his days at Vitesse and Derby, and you playing this much for Chelsea is surprising. I don't think many people would have predicted it. And I think testament goes to him a lot for sure. And of course, Lampard is backing him heavily and more than most people would have predicted. And yeah, he isn't a natural wide player, of course. And with today, it is more on Lampard for playing him and overplaying him because, again, I look at it and I think it's funny to be like, when we lost the penalty, when he missed the penalty, I just was laughing thinking, like, that's our talisman right there. That's Lionel Messi to us. Because as much as I rate Mount and I feel like he's doing a good thing for us, Lampard looks at him like he's Messi. In fact, better comparison, Ronaldo. You know how Cristiano would be.
Wait. Let me get you on that. Do you really believe? Because obviously you're definitely much more into the whole Chelsea thing. So I'm bringing in a Chelsea expert right here. So are you telling me that how highly does Lampard rate Mount? Truthfully, from your point of view, because this is what I really want to know. How highly does he rate him? Truthfully
He rates
speaking.
him extremely highly. He said even in his days, like this was in I think the first couple of weeks with Chelsea. So just after he joined from Derby, and Lampard obviously joined. So he said that I think in an interview, I think this was after the second game. I want to say, I can't remember who the second fixture was, but he said that Mason Mount reminds me a lot of me, but just better technically. Like he said that he's actually a better player than I was at his age. So again, he thinks of him really highly. And again, I even said it like that. He almost looks at him like the Cristiano of this team. I mean, he plays every single minute of every single game. He's up fifth for the penalty. Like he's on set pieces. It's kind of funny to me because as much as I rate him, obviously Lampard has him in a slightly higher capacity than most people would. But again, fair enough. I just think though, again, coming back to why I think you're wrong is because you criticize him way too much. Yes, he's playing out of position, but he still puts in a shift for the team. He still contributes. He's still our best player. He's still one of our best players most games. I mean, you saw the comeback that was inspired by him against West Brom. So again, I feel like it's
See, I think
harsh. It's harsh.
do you know what it is? Is that if this was last season, I wouldn't be doing this. But because of what you saw, what Pulisic did, how highly I rate Ziyech, and how good we know Ziyech is, Kai Havertz, what he can do, I'm like, the benchmark has now raised high. See, last season was like, hey, transfer ban, it is what it is. So I was like, okay, boom, boom, boom. And also, Mount was basically the best I've seen Mount was like the first half of last season. I was like, oh, this guy's actually not bad. But then he then sort of tailed off towards like the second half of last season.
Yeah.
But I think that because of the players that have come in, the greater expectation, the amount that has now been spent, my feeling is that this isn't last season anymore, where it's like transfer. This is now real talk now. It's no more like about, okay, the youth, the academy game. No, it's like, all right, who's the best 11? Because it's now trying to realistically win a trophy. Because again, that's why I want to now say because how I rate Mount is useful squad player, a very useful squad player. If everybody is fit, he shouldn't be sniffing the pitch.
He's more than that. He's more than that right now for me. I think for me, if we're picking our best team tomorrow, let's say a Champions League final, he does start ahead of, for me, Kai Havertz right now. Again, if we're playing a free in midfield, he should start right now. And again, that's not me saying that, oh, Kai Havertz isn't a better player or hasn't got more technique or anything like that. But right now on form, Mason Mount should start. He's more gelled of this team. And Havertz should be building towards starting in this team. I don't know. Again, for me, I questioned. And again, for me, I think this conversation more revolves around.
Okay, wait, Ford. So let's say everybody's fit and it's 4-2-3-1. Everybody's fit. Every single person is fit and it's 4-2-3-1. Does Mount still start?
Yes, although for me, I mean, I would play 4-3-3. It would be Kante, Kovacic, Mason Mount in the middle. Because as we've said, Mason Mount is much better when he plays in the number 8 role and he's able to sort of face the game rather than being kind of ahead of the play, if you know what I mean. I think he's much better in that position. So again, with this conversation, it more revolves around Lampard's use of Mount rather than Mount himself. I still think you're harsh in your criticism and your assessment of Mount as a player. But ultimately for Lampard, again, I can see it from both sides. I just look at Lampard and I feel like you're expecting so much of this boy. And yes, he's where people maybe saw him as here and he's kind of raised the bar to here. He almost sees him as all the way up there. It's like, just rein it in a little bit. So it's I can see both sides, but certainly, bro, you've been bullying him. Let's cut to the chase.
No. I'm not going to let you do that because for me, as I said again, I hate bullies. I hate bullies, and I'm not fair because I think bullies are a bunch of wimps and losers, man. So
no, you got to look in the mirror on this one, bro.
no. My thing though is I can only be as objective as possible. You see, I'm not blinded by his English or he's from the youth academy or Lampard of Argentine. I'm not blinded by that. But for me, as a guy who loves football and is passionate about football, I am cutthroat. I'm like, I am judging you as a player. How good are you? And as I say to these guys, it's like my beloved Nigeria as well. I am extra harsh with Nigeria because I demand the very best. So for me is that if Chelsea just wants to be like, oh no, we're fine and everything, okay, it's cool. But if Chelsea are realistic and they say, no, we want to win trophies. We want to be the very best. We want to challenge. We want to compete against Liverpool. We want to compete against these guys. To compete, you need the very best. So everybody on that 11 are the very, very best. And the way you're talking about Mounts is like, because let's keep it real. Yes, Kai Havertz needs to grow into this role and everything, but from what I've already seen from Kai Havertz, technically, mentally, he's on a higher level than Mount. So the key thing is, because remember, Kai Havertz hasn't played with Pulisic or Ziyech. See, because my
Yeah.
thing about it is that this isn't the best Chelsea team yet.
Yeah, we've
Because
not seen it.
yeah, because the best Chelsea team has both Ziyech and Pulisic, and my thing about it is that so you're saying if you go 4-3-3, Jorginho is sacrificed and it's Mounts, Kante, and Kovacic,
Yes, at the moment right now.
and then
And again,
this and then the three up top is what?
Werner. Again, if we're going off players who are fit right now, for me it'll
No,
be
no, 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 no,
Werner.
no, 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 no. Everybody's fit.
Everybody's
Everybody's
fit.
fit.
Cool. Werner, Pulisic, Ziyech.
So
Right now,
Werner as a,
everybody's
so Werner as a striker and Pulisic left, Ziyech right.
Yeah, that's it for me
So
right now. And again, don't get me wrong. Again, I see it as you see it. Havertz technically is a better footballer than Mount. You only have to have seen the first couple of games to have seen that. But Mount's performances have been better, not because again he's a better technical player, but because he's had a history with this team. He's obviously understands the language. He's acclimatized to English football for the last 2 years now. So that's why for me, Mount should be ahead of him right now. And again, why I where I differ from you is you say you see him as a squad player only. I see him as an important squad player. Maybe not the first team by the end of the season. Right now, he's a first teamer, but
oh, no, no, no,
maybe
no.
not the first
You
name
can
on the
still
team
be
sheet
no,
by
no.
the end of the season.
You can still be an important squad player. As I said again, he is okay. Maybe I should have added that in. He's an important squad player. So
Look at it like
my
this,
thing
right?
is that
Let me just put it like this. Like you can be the 12th or 13th man, where you're still a very key, important player of the team. Because you look at Liverpool's midfield, Henderson, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Keita. Somebody misses out there, but they're still an important player of the team. The way I
basically
don't know,
no,
all I'm gonna say
basically
is the
it's
way you come across is you should the way you come across is it makes it sound like Mount is like Grealish or somebody who doesn't get any minutes, Curtis Jones, somebody who doesn't get any minutes in a Liverpool midfield, where really Mount deserves the minutes that he gets. I don't know, maybe he gets a few too many, but he deserves to be an important first team
okay,
member.
okay, no, okay. But basically, do you know what it is?
Mm.
Quality goal that he scored against West Brom. That was a great, great goal, and also that was very clever of him of taking the shots early. But you know what it
Yeah.
is? From the games I've seen of him, I'm like, why is this guy on this? Why is this guy on this pitch? And not just me as a guy watching football. I'm like, because first half of last season, I was like, oh, this guy is a good guy because he was making through balls. He was combining well with Tammy, and it was great. And like a better understanding with the strikers and everything. But
Yeah.
for this season and towards the tail end of last season, he'll have maybe like one game where he's like really good for one game. But then the other games where I'm like, like what's this guy doing? Because you need that quality in there. And for me, my thing about it is that I've never been a huge fan of Kai Havertz. Even before, I was like, I test, blah, 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 blah. But my thing is that surely, if everybody is fit and Kai Havertz is the marquee signing, surely Kai Havertz deserves to have a chance to play with the best team. Because he's not yet playing with... Because remember, Kai Havertz has been played out wide. He's been played number 10. He's been played there. But also he's been played with Mounts out wide right at a point. And look at how well he linked up with your boy Houghton Odoi for that goal. That was a great layoff. Because my thing with Kai Havertz is that, see, my thing is 4-3-3 is cool. And I like 4-3-3. That's one of my favorite formations. But I do think that this team needs a number 10. And the number 10 is 4-2-3-1. You know, now you could argue that's a number because again, like, see, now here's the thing: if you're doing 4-3-3, if let's say you're Barcelona, your number 10 is Messi, or if you're Liverpool, your number 10 is Firmino, but can either Giroud or Tammy do what Messi or Firmino does, drop deep and be able to supply balls? No, that's not really their game. So really, this team needs the 4-2-3-1 specifically because every team needs I am here to make through balls. I'm here to connect. I'm a pass specialist. I specialize in creating chances for guys. And with a team that has Pulisic, Ziyech, and so forth, these are guys where man, if you just give us a pass, Havertz is like, man, if I can supply for Ziyech and Pulisic who are making smart runs into the box, please give me that. Because see, Werner is good and everything. For me, I rate Pulisic ahead of Werner. And you already know how I feel about Ziyech. So to that, okay, let me just see the super chat and then I'll ask you this. So ESSA says that look at this joker. 220 mil to win what? FA Cup. We got Sancho, Paul Pogba, and Fred. Marcus Rashford is Mankborn and bred. Greatest of English football. Yasser Said. Boy-Chester Divided have not been relevant in about a decade. Come back to me when your club is relevant on the football pitch. You're only relevant as a brand. You're a brand team that you rely on a guy called Marcus Trashford. So when Marcus Brickford Trashford does something and that light-skinned dude called Winwood or whatever the heck his name is, come back to me. United are not relevant when we're Saeed, we're talking elite football right now. We're not talking brand. This is not a business class. We're talking football. When we're talking elite football, Boychester are not involved in this conversation. So Saeed, come back when we talk business class and branding, please. Thank you. So my thing to you is that do you believe or do you feel this team needs that number 10? Or do you feel that if everybody is fit, Mount can actually look a lot better and would fit this team a lot better once Ziyech and Pulisic is on the pitch?
You know, the idea of a number 10 is very, very, very alluring for this team, especially because it's not necessarily Liverpool, where they have a front three that gets you 40, 50 league goals by themselves with Salah, Mane, and Firmino. Same with Man United with Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, who are free strikers. You have a lot of these teams that are our rivals now, even Tottenham now with Kane, Son, and Bale potentially, that all have free strikers up front who are going to get you goals. With us, it's a bit different because we have Werner up front who will get you goals. But then Pulisic and Ziyech they're not necessarily inside forwards. They're more, obviously, Pulisic is more of a winger, and then Ziyech is more of a creator who is going to add that creativity in our passing. That's going to be really that creative guy in there. Even if we play without a number 10, he's going to be our number 10. He just starts out wide. But in terms of actually getting us goals, yes, if we were to play a 4-2-3-1, then even right now, I would start Havertz ahead of Mount right now because Havertz gets you goals. He is somebody who will make the run beyond the striker, has better clinical finishing, generally better decision making in the final third in terms of playing that incisive pass like he did against West Brom for Callum Hudson-Odoi's goal. So, yeah, certainly for number 10, that is a system that would certainly suit Havertz and get more goals out of this team, which is something that we generally lack. So I do agree on that front, but for me personally, I thought just for the balance of the team, we look a lot better with three in the midfield. And if Lampard's going to continue playing Mount, which we know he will, regardless of what we say here, Mount is going to keep on playing. To get the best out of him and the team, we should really go with three in midfield, for me personally. I don't know if you want to continue with this conversation. I feel like we're going to probably move to something else, but before we do, I do just want to address some Tottenham fans who've been getting on to me, celebrating this result. Cool, celebrate it. I'm not mad. I mean, they think I'm mad. I don't really care. Like, the Carabao Cup is cool and all, but we've got much bigger things to frag, and we've got Champions League football, which they don't. We're likely going to be in the top 4 this season. They definitely won't be. So, again, it's whatever. And for me, again, obviously, I want to win trophies. Don't get it twisted. I want to win trophies. For me, this season, if we finish 4th and no trophy, it's dead. If we finish 4th and get the Carabao Cup, it's a good season because I want to see my team lift the trophy. That's something that we need to do. And for this new young team, we do need to lift the trophy. But for the Carabao Cup, I don't care because I was even looking at our fixture list. I'll even get it up now, so I'm aware. The 5th round of the Carabao Cup would have taken place on the 23rd/22nd of December. So I'm gonna just read you off our run of games in that period of time and see whether you would have been happy to have a 5th round game there. So on the 12th, we have Everton away, James Rodriguez and co. That's gonna be a problem.
Ancelotti, yeah.
Yep. Then we've got Wolves away on the 15th. That's never an easy game. Then next game on the 19th, we have West Ham at home, which basically means we're playing against Real Madrid because they always turn up against us. That's going to be a tough game. Then we would have had the 5th round game on the 23rd. So again, I don't know who knows that's going to be. We're going to see the draw maybe tomorrow. So that's good. That would have been a tough game again. And then on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, we would have had a trip to the Emirates against Arsenal, which would be another tough game. So for me, I'm happy that we don't have to go for another 5th round game, and we have a week there after the game against West Ham where we have a fresh week where Lampard can work on tactics again. Let's maybe get an extra day of rest, and we can go into the Arsenal game with potentially we're looking to really win that game off hopefully the back of gaining some momentum in the games previous. Not to mention also that we would have had the Champions League game before the Everton game, the final game of that group stage. So for me, again, if we make a deep run in the FA Cup and potentially win that, because we do need to win a trophy this season and finish top four, I'm happy that we didn't waste extra games, extra time in the Carabao Cup. I'm cool with that. So for Tottenham fans, if you want to celebrate this as the miracle win because they didn't have any strikers and all this crap that Mourinho selling them, cool, celebrate it. Just make sure you get through on Thursday, or else you're not going to have any European football this season.
But I've got a Tottenham question to ask you, but let me just do the super chats. Just Beston says that Chelsea have to win the Premier League or Lamb sack, 200 million a man. Just Beston, you're a dude who, you're a fan